pre this, innit? And under was the game where we beat Juve 4-0. I want you to think about our squad, and I'll show you this. This is just an example. And I want to bear in mind, this is no signings. We know if Alonso was to come in, Chelsea are going to make signings. There's no doubt about that. We all know this. This is even with no signings. Cole CCB, he's even quicker than Thiago Silva and Christensen. Physical ball playing. Fofana, Josh, out wide. Remember back then we had Aspi and we had Trev. So you got upgrades in Fofana and Josh. Then you've got Hato at LCB, who is already showing this is a guy that could be a starter. In the double pivot positions, I just spoke to you about Xhaka and Ezekiel Palacios. You've got Enzo, who's literally maybe the best DLP profile out there, to the extent Real Madrid have always thought this is their Toni Kroos. You've got Caicedo, who, like I said, Ezekiel Palacios was that high stamina, but also technical kind of partner. Caicedo is literally the definition of that. You've got Santos, Lavia, Asugo, all of these lot in the back, again, that all fit these roles. We talk about wingbacks. Do you not remember James and Chilwell, what they were doing them times, bro? Two-man step. Like I said, with Reece James, bro, let him play one game a week. I think when you saw Reece James play in midfield and you saw the way he got around the pitch, clearly we're at a position where Reece James has energy, Reece James can run, he can do all of that. But I agree with you, lot. You have to protect him, let him play one game a week. But if you think about Chilwell, if there were one couple of complaints you could say about Chilwell back then, it was maybe that his IQ and technicality wasn't the best. Brilliant athlete, brilliant in front of goal, really good off-ball movement, but maybe technically he wasn't on that wavelength and wasn't the best. If you look at Giovanni Kenda, you are talking about a guy who is obviously more creative and carries more threat. I don't think he has the goal threat maybe that Chilwell has, but let's be honest, out wide, Kenda's shown he can score goals and scored a couple of beautiful goals of recent. But as a young player, I'm not going to lie to you, that's a two-man step, bro. That's intelligence. That's IQ. That's a guy that's shown he can create. That's a guy that's shown he's got brilliant IQ and ability to combine. I want you to even just look at those triangles. Enzo, Kenda, Esteval on the left. Caicedo, James, and Palmer. João Pedro dropping deep. I want you to understand that Tuchel had us playing ball with Havertz up top, Werner, Mount. We obviously had Jorginho on cover or Kante, and Chilwell, etc. And we were playing football. You don't all remember. You don't all know what we were doing. Listen, let me go back just in case guys have forgotten. I'll put this on the screen quickly. Just in case guys forgot. We were hooping, bro. We just beat Juve 4-0, slapped them. And this was not a shit Juve. This was Juve that was solid. We crashed it on Diesel. Look at the guys you're seeing. It's not even, bro, we played Pulisic up front that game. Trust me, guys don't know the job Tuchel was doing, but we'll talk about that another day. That's not what I'm here for. But just look at how we had these lot penned in their box. The football we were playing, got guys like Loftus-Cheek, Odoi and Pulisic that we were using. Bro, imagine changing that and scratching that to now the likes of Esteval, the likes of Palmer, João Pedro. You got Kenda and James, who are both technically solid athletes, IQ. Enzo, Caicedo, Santos, Lavia. Then look at the back line even. Bro, this is Tuchel's dream. You know when Tuchel wanted to rebuild the team? This is what Tuchel was trying to do. Tuchel even wanted to get Ake. We got Hato. We were looking for a CCB. Cole is that. Build up and physical. More physical than even Thiago Silva and all these lot. Fofana and Josh. Perfect wide centre-backs. 4-5. Very good. Technical and physical. Double pivot options. With great IQ. People were already comparing Santos to Jorginho in one game. We all know what Enzo and Caicedo are on, etc. Kenda. James. Brother, I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, and let's move on, because guys think I'm done. I'm not done. Like I said in that game, for you lot that remember, because I know a lot of people are also worried about, well, what about our wingers? That's always going to be a question that comes up with people. What about our wingers? What about the wingers? I'll show you this ASAP. If you remember that game, Tuchel inverted James and Chilwell inside. Because obviously we were now playing Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi. If you remember, we used to play Mount and Werner, but I think they got injured. And obviously, Tuchel's a genius. And he thought to himself, I've got two wingers who obviously are better out wide. So what am I going to do? I'm going to invert the wing backs inside. And I'll just push my wingers out wide. And the ironic thing is that Alonso has done similar. But he's done it in game. So Grimaldo, like I said, would have moments where he's inverting inside, where Wirtz goes to left wing. And they would kind of rotate and do stuff like that for sure. So if you're looking at Chelsea's squad, You could do so many things. If you wanted to invert one, let's just say you wanted to invert one wing back. You wanted to invert one wing back and the other one you give it. Let me do both because I don't want to make it confusing. If you wanted to play Barker at left wing back or James at right wing back or whoever, and you wanted to invert both, suddenly you can start Estevan and Gittins, just like what Tuchel did. That is an option that's there. And like I said, Barker is a genius coming inside. We all know Barker's intelligence as that kind of 8. We all know what James can do inside. He's shown us what he can do inside because he did it under Tuchel. The rotations, the this, the that. The guy was creating an animal, but obviously we didn't have the depth back then. So if you got Alonso, now, obviously the possession football, this, that. Brother, I'm not going to lie, the opportunities are crazy. Then we move again. You can even do one wing back inverted, one of them stays wide. So you got here, Kenda staying out wide, for example. Let's say he's wing back. And then you got James inverting. That's if you want to fit in Esteval, because I know Esteval's the main one that everyone's worried about. Obviously, people are worried about Gittins, but the main guy people are like, nah, he has to start, blah, 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 it's Esteval. So we could do that if we wanted to. Or, like I said, Esteval's more than capable of playing inside. Him and Palmer can literally rotate. And I want to make this clear. This is with no signings. And bear in mind, someone says, Alonso's not fixated on one. Of course not. Of course not. But for me, you got to come in and do what suits the team. We just happen to have a team that suits a back three. And even if you want to talk about 4-2-3-1, it's not massively different. It's not. Let's imagine, for example, this was a 4-2-3-1. What is the difference with James, for example, being right back and coming in, Fofana RCB, Cole LCB, left back, 4-2-3-1. You got Palmer maybe in the middle and Esteval on this side instead, Kenda left wing back, left wing. It's no different. This is the reason why I told you it's not even a massive focus on the shape. I'm using the back three because I just think we should stay in that shape because it's safer. And I like the fact that Alonso kind of would go into like a 5-2-3 or 5-4-1 defensively to make his team more resolute and solid. Those are the kind of things that make me say, yeah, this is what we need at Chelsea. If there was one complaint that we could all say about Maresca was always pretty much going man-to-man. He wasn't really the best when it comes to zonal defending or doing any of that. Alonso is somebody that showed he's willing to drop back into a 5-4-1, drop into a 5-2-3 to try and make his team resolute. Now, the good thing is that he's very good at coaching possession, so for the most part, you're going to dominate the ball. But if we have those phases where you need to do that, Alonso is one of them guys that combine the hybrid zone and man-to-man press. And bro, those are the kind of upgrades that Chelsea need tactically, that guys were talking about that you think, yeah, this would have helped us. Someone said RNG, Alonso's priority is always to overload. Exactly. And bro, if there's one thing that you can say, shout out to RNG, what do Chelsea have in abundance? Chelsea have players who you want playing in the middle. That is the one strength that we have. That's something I've been calling about for the longest. Playing within close proximity, combinations. Bro, that is our bag. And we've never had a coach truly, really buy into it. Rosina tried to do a little thing here and there against Leeds, but Rosina was not good enough of a coach. He wasn't. And I'm sorry, when you look at that back three, you cannot ask for a better profiled back three than what I've just showed you on the screen. I'll be honest with you. Now, if you want an LCB who's a bit more of a centre-back against physical opposition, absolutely, Chelsea should adjust to that and make sure that is an option we have. And that's why, like I said, this is even without putting a penny in the market. This is about a penny in the market, bro. You know what I'm saying? Colwill, CCB, Fofana, Josh, wide CB, Hato, this. For me, this is about a penny in the market. If you're now looking to add to this, go and buy an elite inside forward or a superstar inside forward or whatever. Go and buy the best you can. Whether that be Ndai, Rodgers or whoever. We're linked to those kind of guys anyway. Go get one of those. For me, if you're talking about in defense, we all know we need more depth. Go and get a CCB that can rotate with Colwill. Go make sure that there's a LCB who's more of a classic centre-back against physical opposition. Then I guess, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Even if you were to just get those moves alone, low-key we would be set, bro. Like I said, if Neto's not active, bro, bring back Diegzi. Give me Kenda, Barco, Diegzi, James, Antwi. We've got options, low-key. I've been telling you a lot about what Antwi could do. We've got options. Because this is when I talk about Chelsea heritage. I need to talk to my fan base for a second. Listen, I love the possession football. You lot know this. But we have to remember our heritage. Let's be serious. The last two great Chelsea teams you've witnessed with your two eyes, what formation did they play? And this is when I start bringing things back and saying, interesting. Let's analyze it. Tuchel Champions League, one of the best Chelsea teams we've seen in recent time, back three. The last league title we've won, back three. Sometimes you have to start adding these things up. Heritage. It might just be us and who we are. And like I said, we have the perfect team to do it. And one of the best back three coaches is available. That's literally one with a back three, playing the style that we need. Still playing the play style, possession football, this, that, but just with some tweaks that suit our team. Like I said, it being a back three and having, instead of having a winger that's meaty, having somebody that is a bit more defensively resolute and that extra centre back, it helps us. It makes us more defensively solid. Like, let's be serious. And I'm not going to lie to you, we would play football, bro. I'm telling you. If you see the way Xabi Alonso's team was playing, I'm not going to lie, we are born to play that way. 1-2s, close proximity, counter press, perfect because everyone's already close. He's so obsessed with that kind of stuff. Bro, we are born for that. I'm not even exaggerating. We are born for that. Generally. It's scary, to be honest with you. This is why I'm telling you lot, when it comes to me analysing things, it's more than just, oh, I want this guy because he's a big name. I analyse everything. I'll show you guys again because I've been showing you and we'll show it one last time just for the people that might have missed it or that joined recently. This is check the date. LK is not a cap star. LK is not reactionary. LK is not one of these guys getting excited and talking about these things and acting like, oh yeah, I just want Alonso because bro, 7th of January. This might even be some spooky manifestation at this point. Shout out to my God. You lot all know about all them little God-given quirks where things will end up going my way. Why, bro, for me to be talking about a back three 6 months ago after Maresca went and say this is what suits the team. Did I think we'd get a coach that can implement it properly? Probably not, but I just said it because that's my heart. That's how I truly feel. That's how I truly analyze the team. I said, you know what? This is what suits the team. I thought back to that period of Tuchel and I said, you know what? It feels like everyone's complaining about the same things. That we need a number 6 and oh my God, our midfielders are not tall enough and this and that. Oh my God, our defense is rubbish, blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself and I'm like, Tuchel came in and suddenly all them myths got busted immediately. Imagine Xabi Alonso coming in to do the same thing. Suddenly Fofana starts performing and turns his career around like Rudiger did. Colwill, CCB, like I said, he's even more physical and ready for the modern game than Silva and Christensen. Hato is literally emerging and showing you he can be a perfect back three LCB. Josh, again, another perfect young talent who suits a back three. Got the win backs. Got James, Kenda, Barco, Neto if he was on that. If not, you bring back Diegzi. Antwi's another exciting talent coming up in common that will perfectly fit that. Gusto's there. Then let's not even talk about the fact we've got 2 inside forwards, Palmer and Esteval, who both of them have played on the left at times, played on the right at times. But we both know, in truth, they both suit the centre and they both suit scoring goals and trying to be inside and having chances near goal. We don't want them stuck out wide, really and truly. You want them in the centre of the pitch near goal where they can affect games. And we have got 2 of the biggest match winners you could ever ask for in football right there. And like I said, this is without signings. Let's not even talk of bringing in signings in depth. I'll be so honest with you. And this is another thing that I like, yeah? With this team I just mentioned, someone said, I don't care personally, but back 3 kills Gittins here. Then Prince Pedro, you're not focused. Because I just told you this. Read the caption. I'll show you this again. Let's go back to it for the guys that are not focused. You will see Hudson-Odoi.
Rudiger.
Tuchel inverted the wing. He moved James and Chilwell on the inside to allow the likes of Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech to hold width.
Oh, lovely ball to James. Nice take to Ziyech. Loftus.
Don't forget it. Look at the way bare guys are on the centre of the pitch in the box combining. Who did that remind you of? So when we're talking about wingers, I'll show you the clip again because I showed you. Look at this. You can absolutely invert the wing backs inside. And this is why I'm saying to have technical, special, unique wing back options is very exciting because we have guys that can operate inside. It's not like we have wing backs that are road runners. The likes of James, even if it was Gusto, Kenda, Barco, these guys can play inside more than happily. Especially Barco, especially James, especially this and that. Barco is almost a midfielder anyway, in a lot of people's eyes. And suddenly now Gittins and Esteval out wide, bro. Imagine how lit and fun that will be. Deep it. Bro, I'm sorry to say, lads, the team is built perfect. And it's so perfect that I'm expecting Chelsea to break our hearts as we always do. We all support Chelsea. We know this team. It's so perfect, I'm expecting Chelsea to break our hearts. This is what they do. Someone said get Fofana off the screen. Oh, pack it in, man. I'm tired of you lot doing this Fofana gimmick as well. You lot were doing the same shit with Rudiger. Blah, 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 blah. Let's be serious, man. Football can change. This is what I want you guys have to admit. What were you saying about Rudiger? For everyone that was outside, what were you saying about Rudiger under Lampard? Let's be honest. Everyone come clean. Everybody put your hands up and come clean. What were guys saying about Rudiger under Lampard? Let's talk in the chat. I want to hear it. Honest. He's a bozo. He's shit. Oh, why did we sign this guy? Waste of money. Deep it. But you see the thing I love, RNG, because you said the ball playing is mid. First of all, deep. If you got other ball players next to him, that ain't even that big of a deal. But second of all, we got Josh too. If you want to play a low block and you want to have more emphasis on ball playing or carrying or someone that can go forward, Josh is there. But I'm sorry. If you want a guy against those lockdown attackers in the best games, I'm sorry, bro. Fofana's there. And I can see Fofana jumping to a serious level. Fofana's even improved a little bit on the ball. He's not as bad as he was. And I think, in truth, in a system where there's obvious passing options, Fofana can do what he needs to do. So, boy, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I hear it, but you know what it is? Under Lampard, I saw worse. Bear in mind, Rudiger, guys started saying this is the best wide CB in the world, bro. You lot don't... if I find bozo clips of Rudiger, you lot haven't seen anything, bro. I promise you. Rudiger traumatized us, bro. I don't know if you lot were outside. Rudiger was doing traumatizing things, bro. All three of these guys that you're looking at, yeah. Bear in mind, this is the back three that was there in the Champions League final that maintained. Obviously, Thiago Silva was there, but Christensen came on in the final. Bear in mind, this is the back three that literally ended up getting the best defensive record in the Champions League. And Christensen was a big part of that because he played a part as well. But obviously, Silva, we know Silva was a big part. If you remember, I'm not going to lie to you, all three of these men's careers were ended over Lampard, you know. The fan base wanted every single man here out. Someone tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying just to make sure, because I don't want you lot to just think I'm fibbing. The fan base wanted Aspi, Christensen, Rudiger, all of them out. Aspi's washed. Christensen's a bitch. Rudiger's a bozo. You see guys are saying, bro, man wanted Aspi out. You not crazy. Aspi was looking spooky at right back, bro. Aspi, man said, you lot are lying. That's what I'm saying. You exposed the guys that weren't outside, bro. Do you not remember Aspi at right back under Lampard? Don't do this, bro. Aspi was getting violated, bro. He was getting violated, bro. Guys were starting to take his shit. Everything he done for the club, guys are forgetting. They were disrespecting my goal. Shout out to RG. They were disrespecting my goal. They were violating that boy. Nah, it was disgusting, bro. Christensen, oh my God. The things that guys were saying about Christensen, yeah, I don't even want to put into words. Rudiger, I don't even want to talk on what they were saying about Rudiger. Matt Law was screaming that he's punching up the kids and doing all, bro. Mad things were happening, bro. Mad things are happening. Suddenly, Tuchel comes with back three, and these three men that you're looking at, that the fan base wanted out, suddenly these lot were massive contributors. Obviously, Christensen, Silva would play sometimes, but all three of these guys were massive contributors in the best defense in Champions League history. Are you not deep in what I'm saying? It's not like our defense was just decent, bro. We had the best defense in CL history, bro. These men are playing City. Bear in mind, this is our back three against City in that Champions League final. We all know what City were doing. Exemplary. No bozo mistakes in sight. Perfection. Deep it, bro. Is it not scary? So this is what I'm telling you. When you bring in a coach, back three, perfect organization, knows what he's doing, top tactician, brother, I'm not going to lie. Lives can change. Lives can change. Someone said, full of Arsenal copying our two. Listen, if I talk about Arsenal, Arteta and the way he tried to copy the Tuchel thing, we'll talk for a long time, bro. Someone said, does Badish have redemption potential? Personally, I would sell him, but listen, I don't write nobody off. I'll be honest. I'll be so real. I'll be honest, Caspian. Like, I know guys are going to kill me for it, but I don't write nobody off. In a back three, hey, you just never know. If he gets sold, he gets sold. And I would probably sell him. But boy, I would not write nobody off, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nah, LCB. Badiashile Hato LCB rotation. Listen, personally, we're probably gonna sell Badiashile, so it's pointless, isn't it? But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'll be real. Like, I was just talking about LCB that can be aerial, all of this. Boy, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't write him off. Boy, Badiashile, Cole, Fofana. Hey, under the right coach, boy, Hato and Josh rotation is Hato starting as well, boy. All we would need to get, you know what's funny? If Chelsea did that, all we would need to get is a CCB to back up Cole, innit? That's it. Yeah, man, I'm talking about Badiashile. Listen, if Badiashile gets sold, he should get sold, innit? If he gets sold, he gets sold, bro. I'm not propping Badiashile. You lot don't do this to me. I'm not saying everyone's going to be saved. Some man are going to have to get sent to the gulag. Don't get it twisted. If Badiashile gets gone, he can never complain, bro. He's been a disgrace. I agree with you lot on that. I think we would actually sign 2 CBs. You know what's funny? If Chelsea had any bottle about them, you would go to Dortmund's door, knock on the door with that 60 million euro clause, and say, Schlotterbeck, we got the place for you. Xabi Alonso, you saw what he did in the Bundesliga, yeah? You saw what Xabi did and all of that? Schlotty, come live. Because I'm not going to lie to you, that is the perfect system for Schlotterbeck as well. Because I'm not going to lie, Schlotterbeck goes to the wrong club, that brother will get exposed. I promise you. He's a very good CB, but let's not act like he's blah, blah, blah. I'll be so real. If we had any self-respect, which we don't, so we're not going to do this. You go and get Schlotterbeck. Him and Hato rotating at LCB. Go and get Schlotterbeck and a CCB. On everything, you start talking about the best defense in Europe. We'll be up there. I promise to God. I'm not gassing it as well. You know me, I'm a very confident guy with conviction. I don't care what anyone thinks. If you play a back three in a similar style to what we did under Tuchel, under Alonso, and you have Fofana, Josh at RCB, Colwill and a new CCB, and then you get Schlotterbeck and Hato for LCB, you are now talking about one of the best defenses in Europe. I promise you. It would be special. I ain't gonna lie to you.